Okay, there's some questions that I'd like to continue to answer. First of all, I was asked, what is this part of the boiler do? And I want to explain that this is a fan in here. And the fan, when the oil ignites, the fan motor blows the flame into the chamber that we talked about earlier. So without this fan motor, if this doesn't work properly, the fire would never reach into the cylinder or the chamber and burn correctly. The other thing that I didn't talk about before is that when we spoke about the cup and maintaining the carbon on the cup, if that cup isn't properly maintained and carbon does build on one side or the other, when the cup is spinning, the flame will go to one side or the other in the fire chamber. And when that happens, it starts to affect the brick or the chamber itself, and it damages the brick inside the fire chamber. So it's very important that the flame burns in a cone-type shape constantly with that cup rotary cup operating. The second question that was asked was steam traps. Steam traps on a steam system, it's very important to have them maintenance on a regular basis. And a regular basis, in my opinion, is at least once a year. They need to be opened by a professional plumber or the building superintendent and make sure that they're clean. If those steam traps get clogged, then it will affect the heat distribution to the residents in the building. The other thing I'd like to point out is the difference between a steam system and a hot water system. Before we spoke about how the tubes get hot. When the tubes get hot, the water around the tubes evaporate into steam, and then it gets channeled up into all the apartments. Well, in a hot water system, it doesn't operate that way. The hot water then does not evaporate into steam. The hot water itself gets to a certain temperature, and then a valve opens and allows that water to go into the system. From the system, gets piped into all the radiators and circled back into the boiler. Very important. One other thing, the low water cutoffs that we spoke about earlier and properly maintaining, it serves as two purposes. The purpose of the low water cutoff is to make sure that when the boiler is calling for water, that it provides water to the system. When we talked about the preventive maintenance part of this device, we talked about if we don't properly maintain it and keep the rust out of it, then obviously the water will drop below its desired level, and then the boiler will run without water, and then it will crack the burner of the boiler. So that's also very important. But understand that a low water cutoff is there for the purposes of feeding water into the burner at the boiler as it needs, as required. All right. There was any other questions? That's it? All right. Let's talk